My NFL rankings after the draft. We're a little late to this video, but it is what it is. We're going to get it done either way. So let's get right into it with the Cardinals. I really liked who they got in the draft. They got Walter Nolan, I believe. I don't remember the Cardinals' full draft, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the biggest pickups for them. They had a good draft. I should explain how we're going to do the rankings. So I guess S tier, I mean, is pretty self-explanatory, but S tier is going to be the teams that are like maybe from 12 wins and above. A tier around like the 10 win teams. B tier probably 7 wins. C tier like 6 wins. D tier 5 and below. So the Cardinals, I would probably put them at this moment B tier. I like the Cardinals. I like the pickups they made. But I really see them around that eight win margin. The Falcons are another one. I'm gonna put the Falcons below the Cardinals. It's kind of tricky because you always think the Falcons could be good. Um, I mean, same with the Cardinals, kind of, but I'm gonna leave it like this. I might change it later. The Ravens, I think, are S tier. If they are one of the best teams in the NFL, if they can just win in the playoffs, then that would be great. Then they'd definitely be top three, no consideration. The Bills, I'm also gonna have to put in S tier. Below the Ravens, though, they're both good and for different reasons. The Ravens are an all-around better team than the Bills are on paper. The Bills are just really good, kind of like the Chiefs. They probably shouldn't be that good, but Josh Allen is really carrying them. The Panthers, I'm going to put in C tier. I think they're going to do better. I think they're going to get 7 or 6 wins. I think, well, maybe that's what they did last year, too. I think they're going to be good, though. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs or anything, but I like how they added McMillan. Bryce Young was starting to cook. This could be a really dark horse team, especially because some of those games they lost last season, they almost beat the Chiefs. I know that. I think they almost beat the Eagles too. They should have if Leggett didn't drop those passes. So if they don't have a drop problem this season, I can seriously see them winning 10 games, but that's not going to be my prediction. The Bears, I'm going to put them right here in B tier. I don't want to get too down on the Bears. I would put them down here probably, but I don't pay attention to the Bears, but they should be better. That's what I've been hearing from most people, so I'm not going to doubt that. I think they should be better. They signed some offensive line protection for Caleb Williams, so we'll just see how good he really is. Bengals, I'm going to put an A tier. They're not S tier, but they have Joe Burrow, they have Jamar Chase, they have T Higgins, they still have Trey Hendrickson at the time of this recording. So their defense not isn't going to be absolute shit. Their offense is going to be electric, but they don't have a complete team. They're super close, but not yet. The Browns. I'm gonna have to put them in D tier unless Joe Flacco can replicate what he did with the Browns a couple of years ago and get them to the playoffs. I don't see that happening. They're in quarterback hell right now. It's pretty self-explanatory. Cowboys just got George Pickens. I'm going to put him here. Probably. Do I put him above the Falcons? Yeah. I actually like Dak Prescott. I think that they're going to win around 8. They're going to get 8 wins. I think Dak Prescott's pretty underrated. Then they just got George Pickens to pair with CeeDee Lamb. That's going to be a good receiver duo. Their defense is still going to be pretty good with Micah Parsons. They should win some games this year. They're probably going to be on par with the Falcons, I bet. The Broncos, I'm actually going to put in A tier. pretty much every season except for maybe last season, I always get too high on the Broncos. I always do pretty good in my prediction videos, but for some reason I just cannot predict the Broncos correctly. Like when they got Drew Lock, I was like, "Oh my fucking god, the Broncos are going to win 10 games, 11 games, they're going to win the division." And then they were shit. And then last year I was like, "All right, I'm not going to make that mistake with the Broncos again. They're going to be shit." And then they were actually good. This year, I'm gonna get on the hype train again. That defense is gonna be top 3 in the league. That's pretty self-explanatory. They got um, Hufunga from the 49ers. I think that's how you pronounce his name. They already had a nasty defense last year, and they just bolstered it. So yeah, their defense is going to be scary. As long as their offense can do something, I think it's going to be like the Legion of Boom. Maybe not to that degree, just because their offense doesn't have prime Russell Wilson, but they are going to be good. The Lions, I'm not going to put them in S tier. I'm going to put them top of A though. They still got pretty much the same team as last year. They got to the NFC Championship with. It's really just they live or die on the fourth down, and that's going to screw them over. It's also going to let them win like 11 games, but I don't know. There's just it's really just rolling a dice or flipping a coin, you know. So you can't really just rely on that every game. But they have an electric offense. Their defense was pretty injured, so you can make excuses for that. The Packers, I think I'll put bottom of A tier. They should still be good. They just got Matthew Golden in the draft. I really like Matthew Golden. But the Packers are pretty much the same almost every year. They're going to win probably 9, 10 games. The Texans, I'm going to put in B tier. Probably here. Um, I don't know. I was really high on CJ Stroud his freshman year. He did amazing things in how to sophomore slump. I also think he'll come around a little bit this year. Not entirely to where what he did his freshman year, but I think that he's gonna be better. So they'll probably win 8 games. The Colts, I'm gonna put in C tier. Um, above the Panthers. I think their defense is gonna be good. I think Anthony Richardson, if he plays, is gonna progress a little bit, but I just don't really trust them as a complete team. Jaguars, I'm gonna put them top of D tier. They just got Travis Hunter. That's gonna make them a fun team to watch, but other than that, I don't see them doing much. Still got Trevor Lawrence. For the Jaguars, this is really gonna be a make or break season for them, especially for Trevor Lawrence, because if they win like 5 games or something like that, like they did this season, a lot of people are gonna lose their job over there. But that's kind of what I see happening. It's cool they picked up Travis Hunter. They're going to be entertaining to watch now, at least, but I don't see him doing much. The Chiefs, you kind of have to put in S tier. I'm actually going to put them, uh, yeah, I don't know. Just like I was talking about the Bills earlier, on paper, they shouldn't be good, but somehow they always are good. I'm going to put them bottom of S tier just because on a talent level, I think that the Ravens and Bills are better than them. You can say the same thing. I think the Bengals and Lions are on a talent level are probably better than them too. But it's just you have Andy Reid, you have Patrick Mahomes. Nothing you can do about it. They're going to be good. They're going to win the division. It's just you just know it's going to happen. I like what the Chargers did this offseason. I'm going to put them bottom of A. They got Najee Harris. The AFC West is going to be scary next season. I can see all of those teams winning quite a few games, even the Raiders. But I like what the Chargers did this offseason, getting Najee Harris. I don't think they actually got the tight end in the draft like I thought they would with their first round pick. But did they drafted Amari and Hampton, didn't they? That's weird. But anyway, I don't know about that pick. They already have Najee Harris. But if it works out for them, then they can have a two-headed running back with Najee Harris and Amarian Hampton. Still need a tight end though, but I think with Harbaugh as your coach, you'll be fine. You'll win 9 games. The Rams, I'm gonna put right here. I think that they're going to be pretty electric this season. I mean, how can they not? You still have Matthew Stafford. You still have you got Devontae Adams. You have Puka Nacua. Your defense is going to be pretty good with Jared Verse. The Rams are probably going to win 10 games. The Raiders are a tricky one. I have to put them bottom of B tier just because it's all speculation. Nobody knows how Geno Smith is going to do. Nobody knows how Ashton Jeanty is going to do. But you have Pete Carroll as your head coach now. I think the Raiders are going to do good. I think they're going to win 7 games or something like that. My 2 dark horse teams are right at this moment. I know the Cardinals are top of B tier, but I feel like if the Cardinals do good, they're not really a dark horse team because people expect that. Raiders and Panthers are definitely my teams that can go from bottom to top in terms of being the worst to first. The Dolphins. The Dolphins are a tricky one. I can't put them in C tier. I'll put them. I'll put them here. I think. I mean, they still have Jalen Ramsey on paper. They still have a team that should win 10 games, but I don't see it happening. I don't really like Mike McDaniel as their head coach. Tua hasn't been doing what he's supposed to be doing. They can't play in the cold. There's just too many issues in Miami that I think they'll win 7 games maybe, but it's not going to be a great season. And then the Vikings. I don't think J.J. McCarthy is going to replicate what Sam Darnold did, but you can't deny that defense. I'm going to put them right above the Packers. I don't think they're going to go 14-2 like they did last year, or whatever record, 14-3. But I like them more than the Packers. I like their defense more than the Packers. The offense is a bit of a question mark, but you still have Justin Jefferson. So they should be a similar team to last season. I think they got that going for them. I think they'll win 10 games. Patriots, I'm going to put in C tier. I'm going to put bottom of C tier. The Patriots are another weird one. Drake May's developing. They got Stephon Diggs. That's another dark horse team, but there's just too many question marks, just like the Raiders. I also didn't watch the Patriots that much last season. I just assumed they were ass. But apparently Drake May did do pretty good. So that's another question mark team. I'm not really sure. Saints, I'm actually going to put bottom of D tier. I think they're going to be the worst team in the league this season. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. You have another QB room from hell, just like the Browns do. Although at least the Browns have Joe Flacco, which already proved that he can make the playoffs with your team. The Saints they're in a pretty shit situation. The Giants, I'll put C tier, below the Patriots. They got Jackson Dart. No idea how he's going to do, but they still have Malik Neighbors. They still have a pretty good defense. So I think they'll win a couple games, maybe 6-5. The Jets, I don't know how Justin Fields is going to do. I'm not going to get too high on them. I'll put them top of C tier, though. I think Justin Fields is going to do all right. I don't think he's going to bounce back, but he played pretty good for the Steelers, all things considered. So I think he'll do the same with the Jets. They still have Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. The Jets should do all right, but I don't see them winning more than 7 games. The Eagles, I mean, they just won the Super Bowl. Talent-wise, I think you have to put them right there. They shit. They had a terrible free agency. They lost like half their fucking team. I gotta put them here, actually. I can't put the Eagles that high. Yeah, they just had a terrible off season. Still should be good. I mean, you still have Saquon. You still have A.J. Brown. You still have Jalen Hurts. In a similar boat to the Bengals, except the Eagles' defense is much better than the Bengals. So that's why they get to be in S tier. Steelers, they still don't have a quarterback. I'm going to trust Mike Tomlin, though, and I'm going to put them top of B tier. I think that they're going to win 9 games. It's just, it happens every year. You can't doubt Mike Tomlin. Obviously, people are getting worried, though, that it's May and they still don't have a quarterback. But even if Mason Rudolph is their starting quarterback, I still think they'll win 8 or 9 games just because they did it before that season that they had Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges or he was playing for the Chargers. I don't know, maybe he was, but there was that season where the Steelers had no quarterback and they were just switching between 2 backup quarterbacks and they still won 9 games. So they've done it before. Why? And they have DK Metcalf now, so why couldn't they? Speaking of DK Metcalf, who was just in Seattle, we have the Seahawks. They have Sam Darnold, they have Cooper Kupp. They're not a dark horse team, but another question mark team. Will Sam Darnold be able to replicate what he did in Minnesota? Probably not. Will Cooper Kupp win the Triple Crown again? Probably not. Do I like them more than the Steelers? Yes, but I'm not going to put them in A tier. Just another question mark team. Their defense isn't great. I guess it's pretty good, though. It really just depends on what that offense can do. I think they'll do all right, though. 49ers, another big question mark. We had another shit free agency just like the Eagles did. We lost half of our team, especially on defense. Man, it's going to be the first time in a while when the 49ers don't have an elite defense. That sucks. We still have Christian McCaffrey, though. I got to put us above the Cowboys just because we're always going to be better than the Cowboys. If there's a season when the Cowboys are better than the 49ers, then I might have to retire because that could never happen. The Buccaneers should be. I like them. Do I like them more than the Packers? A little bit. Still have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield. They're going to be pretty good this season. Similar to last season, they didn't lose too many pieces. Chris Godwin's going to be back from IR. Can't really say anything bad about the Buccaneers. Probably going to replicate what they did last season. Titans, I don't know how Cam Ward's going to do. For that reason, I kind of have to put them. I'm not going to put them in D, but I'm going to have to put them. I think they're going to do similar to the Giants. I'm not going to get too down on the Titans because they have a pretty good defense. But, yeah, I just don't know how that offense is going to do. And finally, we have Washington. They beat the Lions in the championship, so this is a pretty good place to put them right above the team that they beat in the championship. I'm not going to put them S tier because we saw what happened with C.J. Stroud. A quarterback can always have a sophomore slump. I don't think that he will. I think the Washington is still going to be electric, especially with more pieces that they picked up. There's no reason that they shouldn't do better than they did last season. Just not confident enough to put them in A tier. But those are my rankings, so I hope you enjoyed it. See ya.